Hello everyone! My name is Sherry. Welcome to my kitchen and my home. So, with us being under quarantine, I wanted to share a couple family recipes with you guys, with your family. And today I will be doing pizza dough, which would only take about 5 ingredients to get done. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So starting with my wet ingredients, we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of instant yeast. So I'm going to put that into my KitchenAid. 1 cup of hot water. 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm going to allow the wet ingredients just to marinate and love each other for a second. So the dry ingredients are very simple. So we've used 3 of our ingredients. Now we're down to 2. And we're going to need to measure out some flour. So we will be doing 2.5 cups of flour. When you're measuring, you just want to make sure you just edge off. Right now, I'm using all-purpose unbleached flour. If you have bread flour, that'll be a great thing to use. If you have all-purpose flour, that will be awesome as well. Use what you have. Flour is flour. I also have 1 tablespoon of salt. With the dry ingredients, I'm just going to give them a whisk, just to make sure everything is incorporated and loving each other. And what we're gonna do now is mix the ingredients together. So just a couple minutes have passed and we're about to just go over the process of actually creating our dough. So our wet ingredients have been marinating, and in the event that you're using regular yeast, you'll see a little bit more foaming. But today I used instant yeast, so it's kind of ready in a snap. So I'm excited about that. And what I'm about to start doing is just incorporating our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. So let's get to making this dough. We're gonna do this at slow motion. We're gonna do half of the flour in there. And we're gonna start our mixer. Start it very slow. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my flour. So what we wanna do is let this go for about 3 or 4 minutes. And we wanna make sure we do not overwork the dough. Just let the machine do its work, the light work. Wow, it's done. So the dough has been completed and it's went for about 3 or 4 minutes. So what we're about to do is just transfer it over to a bowl. And it should look exactly the way it does. Very sticky, which is fine. That's what you want to see. In this bowl here, I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil. Oil the bowl, grease the bowl. And to work with the dough just a little bit more, I'm gonna put a little bit more flour on my hands here. Just so I can really get a good ball. This is your final look of your dough. And it's fine for it to be sticky. We're gonna just sit it down here in a bowl here. And I'm gonna tuck it a little bit, just to let some of that olive oil really get in there. Let it be safe. So what we'll have to do is allow our dough to sit for an hour to proof, and it should double in size. I'm so excited. And I know this will be a fun recipe for you, your family, and with the kids. Who doesn't like getting their hands a little dirty? See you guys in an hour. Hi guys, so it's been an hour and I'm excited. We're gonna reveal our final dough. Here we go. notice the dough has doubled in size, which that's exactly what we wanted. The dough is very fluffy and light. I'm so happy with this result. And this is the result that you'll get every time you follow this recipe. And so this makes this a good recipe for kids. My nephew Tony, favorite thing to do in the world is make pizza. Like, he loves it. He really thinks he's a chef. And his favorite is pepperoni and broccoli. And if you're doing a date night, you can always make this pizza a sexy pizza with doing some truffle oil and maybe some mushrooms, something like that. I like bougie pizza. So keeping it bougie if you're trying to keep it sexy. So if you notice, the dough has went down just a little bit, which is perfect. And we're gonna add a little flour on this surface. Flour on the surface. And I'm also going to use a rolling pin, and I'm going to flour my rolling pin. And what is this going to do is just help the dough not stick as much. And if you wanted to cut this dough in half and maybe do 2 pizzas, or if you wanted to do a meat pie with stuffing a couple, maybe some ground turkey, some potatoes or something like in there, or a Hot Pocket. Everybody loves a Hot Pocket. Or you can also make bread with it. So you could actually pat it out, make it really thin, and fry it. And it can be good for like pita bread. That's awesome. Look how fluffy this dough is. One thing I wanted to also mention, in the event that you don't have a KitchenAid, you can always just go ahead and go old school and get your hands dirty. And mix your dough right by hand. You don't have to have a KitchenAid to prepare this dough. And it's, with all the steps all together, it probably took me 1 hour and 15 minutes. But prepping the dough itself, 15 minutes. There's a couple different ways that you can store the dough. So in the event that you did not use the whole dough, you can take half of it and put it in the refrigerator. And you can leave it in the refrigerator from up to 3 to 5 days. And if you decided to freeze it, you would saran wrap it. It can stay in the freezer for 3 months. So just keep that in mind. And we're on quarantine. So you want to make sure that you do some that can last a little bit. And I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for watching me. And I hope you have fun. I hope you get your hands dirty. I hope you do this with your family. And thank you. This is Sherry coming from Sherry's Kitchen with a pizza dough recipe for you. Enjoy!